Guys, it'll be a Sunday embargo today, so 10:30 Saturday evening. Show of hands for the mics, please.
Pep, good afternoon. Happy transfer deadline day. I do wonder, have you got out of bed this morning and decided actually, despite all windows saying you're not going to buy anyone, have you decided on deadline day itself to make a signing?
If you are going to sign someone
yes, today. You've got till 11 o'clock tonight.
You know the answer. You know the answer.
We'll take that as a maybe. Aymeric Laporte obviously made his playing return against Sheffield United. He's missed the last 2 games. I know you've been very careful with him. Is it just that still? He just been careful, or has he had a setback?
He's okay. He have still some fatigue and is no injury, but we don't want to take risk. So maybe can get against the Spurs, but if just in case could not play this weekend, hopefully against West Ham we'll be ready to play.
Can you give us an update on Leroy Sané? We saw some pictures of him.
Yeah, started to train with us. Yeah, good news. And he moves surprisingly really well. So, yeah, nice to see him back.
And you're up against Tottenham, obviously, this weekend. Jose Mourinho has now been there for 12 Premier League matches. Do you think he's improved Tottenham in the time he's been there?
I saw this morning 1.5 games. Before of that, I saw just highlights, so I could not say more than that, but few words can think more that everybody knows about him, about his personality as a manager, and of course, when you take over the team during the season, it's not easy, change or install something because you don't have honestly time to train. It's difficult for the people who is 3 or 4 years in one team to train, to review and to add something. Imagine when you take over the team, so always need times, but we'll see in the future.
Pep, you don't seem the type of manager to do it, but have you ever made a signing on deadline day?
If we sign players?
Have you ever done it, ever?
Yeah, I think... in the last day?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Last season, I think, or 2 seasons ago, we bought Laporte, but not in the last day. I don't think so, no.
Is there a reason why you've never done anything on the last day?
It depends just on manager. Depends on the clubs, and both clubs and the players. So no, it's not particular reason. It's because normally when I started the seasons with the players, I trust, so I try to finish with them, and that's all.
Thank you.
Hi Pep, you have been light of centre-backs all season. I know Laporte's now back, but did you ever consider recalling Tosin Adarabioyo from Blackburn?
This season, no.
Is there a particular reason why?
Because Laporte is back, Dino is there, John is there, Nico's there. So Eric is working with us for a long time, and he play good. So at the end, the problem is with the injury sometimes, and Laporte and John was in that position, but it's okay. This season, it's okay.
Just on Laporte, you're confident. I know you're sort of being careful, but you're confident he's not going to have a setback ahead of
No.
these important fixtures, Champions League.
I would tell you if he would injure or the problems, I would tell you. So I'm not a guy, especially with a guy who is behind you. I answer what is the truth. So.
Pep, you mentioned on Wednesday night, or you didn't know on Wednesday night whether you'd play the same kind of defence against Tottenham than you did against United with all the right backs. Have you decided that's the way to go?
I have an idea, yeah. Today I saw this morning the games, and one game especially, and I have an idea, yeah. I wasn't going to tell you, but I have an idea.
Do you, when you do something like that on Wednesday?
There is a reason why.
Yeah, you explained.
I don't want to show how special I am. I have a reason why, because I tell to the players the reason why we take at that, and explain after the press conference for that reason.
But do you ever think if this goes wrong, everybody will criticise me. Do you
Yeah.
ever worry about that?
I knew it for the day one I started to training in second team. My second team, no, because there were not lights on us, but in the first team, Barcelona and Bayern Munich, yeah, every time I take it. But always when I think that, and always I think that, oh, it's going bad, I will be destroyed. I think the alternative of that, be more political, or say, okay, I'm going to use another one that is more sense. And when I think of that, I have this, the other one, I have to convince me myself it's better than the I thought before. And sometimes it happens, and sometimes when I think, okay, the alternative of that is the other one, it's happened during the game like this, I said, I take a decision. It's the normal procedure I do before the game. Sometimes I said I take a selection of the team for the stable for the team. Sometimes looking more the opponent. Sometimes look the quality specific of the players. I need to do this role better than the other ones. The way they attack. So I didn't want to leave against United. Of course, Rashford was not there, but Martial or maybe Lingard or maybe James could play one against our two central defenders, because we know for experience, every time I played for a long time ago in Barcelona against United, the finals of the Champions League, or against Mourinho right now, how dangerous they are. We saw it in the Premier League game. When we lose the ball or they regain the ball, how they attack behind our fullbacks and make the 2-on-2. And they are faster, they are quicker, and we defend 40 meters. And I didn't want it to let them man one against one in this position against them. And that's why you choose to play three in the back with the fullbacks, because they are fast in the build-up. They play more in his natural position. That was the reason why. No more than that.
Hi, Pep. You had a very intense rivalry with Jose Mourinho when you were both in Spain. That rivalry didn't materialise here in Manchester.
I'm sorry for you.
we're
I know you are looking forward, but I'm sorry. So
we're all in mourning for it.
maybe too.
But
Sorry?
We're mourning the loss of that rivalry.
Yeah, I know that.
But why do you think that didn't happen? Why do you think that rivalry that you had? Because you were the most two high-profile clubs in Spain, arguably the most two high-profile clubs here. Why do you think that didn't happen?
I don't know. Maybe we are older and more experienced, and it was not. I don't know. I know every time when we was in United, and every time we were here, always the people that were looking not about how we are going to play, or he is going to play, or who's going to win. It's just about it. My press conference say something, or she say something, and after do it, and after you are happy. So I'm sorry, I told you, it didn't happen. So.
And Jose, I think with the way his time at Manchester United came to an end, there was a perception that his approach, his philosophy, may have been outdated. Is that a fair criticism to level at him at all?
The best value I have Jose, and I think like a manager with a lot of experience, with a lot of success, is not about to be judged for one season or half a season. So the guys who are going to judge the career, what he has done for the football in through these 15 or 20 years, is because the people don't understand anything. I know we are be judged for the last game and for the ideas that we have or something we do. But as a professional, I try to judge my colleagues, even the football players, not for one season. When a player stay 10 or 15 years in one team or two team, long career, playing 15 games every season, that is, for me, give more value. Periods for manager, up and downs, is everyone has it. So you have good seasons, good periods, bad periods. You change the teams, you have to rebuild something. But in that case, Jose was there for, 50 or 20 years, being there all the time. And that must be respected, from my point of view. Maybe it's not the truth, but from my point of view. Because I think it's the most difficult thing. Stay for a long time, being there all the time. But normally when he start winning a lot of titles, and the moment you don't start to win the titles, the people kind of think, it's not good. So the exception is when you win a lot. Normally in the sport, you lose more than win. In all the sports, in every time. So the example of Michael Jordan, the greatest one is this. Won 6 NBA titles in maybe was 16 or 70 years or 15 or 60 seasons. So they lost more than they win. It was the greatest athlete I ever seen in my life. So that's why. So It's try to keep going, work hard, and that's all.
Jose, does it help you then with what you've said then, the clear respect that you have for the likes of Mourinho? Does it help you having characters like that in the Premier League? Does it help you up your game?
What?
Having the likes of Jose in the Premier League, does it help you stay on top of your game?
I don't know. I think with him or without him, I try to do my best. So when we face in Madrid or here, because he faces the top teams, of course, I have to learn what he does with his teams. But without him, I would have done, I think, the same. It would have been another rival. I faced incredible opponents in my career, not just him. And I think him, Jose, not only fight against my teams or our team. So there are many, many good players. And of course, against big managers, so you have to pay more attention and know what they have to do. That's normal. But there are many. In football, wide is not just Jose and myself. So there are many. And in Germany, there are incredible top managers, in Spain as well, in Italy and everywhere. So that is the point. And we discover every time when you play new leagues and new managers, you discover things that you learn. I learn a lot from my colleagues, not just him, a lot.
Hello, Pep. Just going back to Tosin, you said not this season. How closely have you watched his progress at Blackburn, and does that mean he's got a chance going forward?
I have an updates, not regularly, but by mails, and sometimes when I find the right people who follow our loan players to see how they're going. And in the last part of the season, the end of the season, we're going to sit again, we're going to talk, the conditions, is possible to come back or not. It depends the ideas that we have for the next season. That is the process. Maybe it was an option, but I explain. Still, when now I may come back, we have 4 center defenders, plus Eric, plus Taylor. So in that position, we consider it still playing. But I know it's playing regularly, and that is the most important thing for the players that we loan. The only regret we have when we loan one player, it happened with Aaron Muric, for example. He has not time to, playing. That we want is playing for themselves and for ourselves to see, they can come back, it's possible to do it or not.
Just very quickly on Leroy, have you got a time scale as to when he might be back involved again?
I don't know. Needs a little bit more time, I think so. But we'll see. Now it's a little bit like Leroy. I may start to training before the first game against Sheffield 2-3 weeks ago. So needs time. We'll see.
Pep, just on Leroy again. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about his future. Have you got renewed hope there was a club that he might now sign a new contract and stay? Have you been given any fresh encouragement over that?
I don't have any new news. No, I'm sorry. I will let you tell.
But, I mean, there's been talk recently that it's doesn't look as certain that he would go now. That there's more.
The last thing you have to ask to Chicky. Last info I had, we offered him from long time ago an offer, and all the time he didn't reject it. So after that, I don't know any news.
Just coming back to Jose again, Pep. In your final year, last one, promise. In your final year at Barcelona, it seemed to get quite heated, particularly between yourselves. Did you ever envisage at that point that you'd kind of come full circle, where you'd have kind of more mutual respect and be on a bit better terms?
From my side, always I had incredible respect for he has done for the football, for his career. So always I tried to be in my side. Only I can say so. Sometimes situations happen. It's part of our job, and that's all.
Okay, guys, embargo, please. 10:30 on Saturday evening.